Hello and welcome back to my kitchen. This morning I'm going to be showing you how to make a fish cake. So I've already baked the cake and I'm just going to be showing you how I decorate it. So I've started with 2 rectangle cakes and I've also got my fish template which I've hand drawn. I don't know if you can see that there. My drawing skills are not necessarily the best. So I'm going to pop these 2 cakes on top of each other, but I'm not going to fill them at this stage. I'm going to mark them once I've carved them and then fill them, because if I fill them rectangle with the jam and the cream, when I start cutting into it, the jam might start sort of sliding out. So I'm going to pop my fish template on, and as you can see, it's still slightly too long, but that's not a problem because I can use one of these pieces to finish my tail, and it's slightly too tall. So I'm just going to look and see if I can just fit it on a little bit better. Yes, that fits on a little bit better there. And it's always good to have some sort of template when you're cutting out. This is very similar to what I do when I do my number cakes. And what I've got here, I should say, before I start, is a steak knife, but it's a serrated steak knife, and it's actually really, really perfect for cutting out cakes like this. You could just use a bread knife, but I prefer this small knife, because it gives me a little bit more control over the shape that I'm cutting. And all the time I'm sort of keeping my knife up against that bit of cardboard so I can see where I am. So I'm going to take away all these sort of pieces that I've cut off, double check that I've got the right sort of shape. Yep, we're starting to see a sort of fish shape forming. And then what I'm going to do is just take off all of those sort of sharp edges, because fish don't have any sharp edges to them. And with carving a cake, always do it a little bit at a time, because you can always take off more. Adding back on is much more difficult for you. Okay. So I've got the right sort of shape that I want, but what we've got a problem with now is that we've got a very flat sort of cake. So what I need to start doing is carving from the top down to give it the rounded sort of body of a fish. And again, you want to do this slowly, bit by bit. Don't rush it. What I'm doing as well is I'm cutting around the cake, so I'm coming and cutting slightly into the bottom of the board as well to give it that rounded shape that a fish would have, so it doesn't look flat on the board. So I'm just going to see where we are with the tail, how we want that to sort of be. I'm going to add on this tail. You can see I'm rounding that cake off all the time. You can see that I'm just taking off very small bits of cake, at a time. I can always take a little bit more off. Carving is really important to get that initial shape right. What I'm going to do now is, because I'm going to be filling the cake, is I'm going to put some cocktail sticks in line with one another on the different pieces of the cake, so I can line it back up after. I will come back in a minute when I've cleaned up all these crumbs. Piles and piles of crumbs. They're for the kids. You could also use them for cake pops. I've had a good clean up now, and I'm going to very gently take off my fish. I'm just going to put a little bit of this lovely soft buttercream in a bag so I can pipe it onto my cake. So I'm just going to come around the edge. And then what I also want to do is take this cocktail stick out and put a nice blob of buttercream, but I'm going to smooth it out. Yeah, and then we get our jam just to spread in. And I also need to just swipe on some on top of the tail as well to attach the top part of the tail. I'm just going to smooth out this jam, and then I'm going to take my body of the fish and we're going to try and line that up now using our cocktail stick. I want to press this down, and then I just need to put a little bit more buttercream on this tail end here to make sure that this piece will then stick. And again, we carved it with it kind of right up against the cake, so you don't want too much buttercream there. Leave the cocktail stick in for a minute. I might leave that cocktail stick in there until we move it. Because we're going to be lifting this onto the cake board in a moment. I'm going to just leave those in there for now to make it a little bit firmer. These ones can come out because they're finished with. You want to start with quite a hefty bit of buttercream on top. And then we're going to be smoothing, just throw it on, chuck it on. And we're going to smooth that then using this sort of motion, back and forth, to take it down and around the cake. I'm going to start working on the tail now, so I'm going to take out the first cocktail stick. I'm quite happy with the shape. I got it nice and smooth. I'm going to let it firm up, and then I'm going to transfer it onto my prepared cake board, which has got a wood grain fondant on the bottom. And if you want to see how to make that, that's a separate video, which I believe will be in this corner. I'm going to pop this in the fridge now and we'll come back and finish off in a little bit. It's in the fridge now and it's chilled down, so I'm going to move it onto my final cake board, which I have decorated here in a wood grain effect. We've got our head of our fish here, so I'm going to be basically sliding it onto the cake board. I want to be careful to support the tail of the fish more than anything else. But and what I also need to do is put a little bit, obviously not normally holding the cake, a little bit of buttercream down where my fish is going to go to adhere it to the board. So I'm going to just pop my cake down. His nose needs to come quite far down because I need to fit his tail on the other end. I've got my fish where I want it now. I'm going to use a little bit of leftover fondant from doing the board to make some lips that'll go underneath the fondant, because it's easier to make a protruding shape like that underneath your body fondant. Now this brown may show through slightly, and that's absolutely fine because we're going to be spray painting the fish anyway. So we're going to give him a nice pair of lips. What I'm also going to be making to go under the fondant is his tail. What I'm aiming for is for the tail to be a continuation of the cake rather than just dropping down after the cake and then having a flat tail, because that won't look very realistic. There's my sort of fishtail shape, and I'm just measuring that up. There we go. What I'm going to do now is cover the whole thing in a sheet of fondant, so that will have no sort of seam. So I'm just going to stick that to the board with a little bit of buttercream as well. And then we're going to pop this to one side while we roll out our fondant. I've got a bowl of white fondant, and I'm putting down a nice bit of corn flour, and I'm going to roll that out to cover my fish. So I'm just going to rub my fondant whilst this is on the table. I find it a little bit easier to get it nice and smooth that way. And I'm just going to load it onto my rolling pin and then bring my cake back in. Then I'm just going to pick up my fondant and roll it over my cake. I'm going to just, with my hands to start with, start taking the fondant to the shape of the cake. Get a little bit of cold boiled water and then brush my fondant tail with that to make that fondant, the white fondant, stick to that tail. Get my X-Acto knife. I'm going to do my initial cut from the fondant about ½ an inch away from the cake. That way, that fondant is very unlikely to have touched any buttercream or cake, and you can reuse that. If you go any closer, you start to get buttercream, crumbs and bits and bobs like that in it, and then if it gets mixed in with the good stuff, kind of all is no good. Look at the rough covering. I've cut off a lot of the excess. I'm going to move it onto my cake turntable, and then we're really going to start smoothing it out then. For my smoothing, I've got my two fondant smoothers, and then I've got two flexi fondant smoothers as well. And these are really good for curved edges, anything sort of curved shape, they're great. But we're going to start with our normal smoother to start with. Okay, so I'm going to start cutting in towards the cake now, and what I'm going to be doing with this exact knife is actually cutting into where we cut towards the board, because again you want that fondant not to drop and be flat against the cake board. You want it to sort of tuck under almost the cake. I've got my cake pretty much covered, and I'm just going to finish off my mouth, which I'm just defining with my little tool here. And then the last thing I need to do before I let it sort of set a little bit now and let the fondant come a little bit harder is I'm going to mark out off my lovely template that's now greasy where I want some of his sort of marks to be. So I'm going to mark out, he's got a bit of a down mouth with his mouth. And I've taken these off a fish picture online, which I think is an American bass, because a lot of the British fish were just that little bit too skinny for the amount of cake that I wanted to use, because obviously ultimately you want to eat the cake. I've just got my tools here, and I've got this shell tool, I don't know if you can see that, and I'm going to do a bit of texture on the tail. And the last thing I need to do before I let it set a bit, before I start doing my scales, etc., is to put the eye in place. So I want to put it about there, I think. And again, I'm going to make my eyes separately as well. I'm going to just let this firm up, and then we're going to do the scaling and the airbrushing. I went ahead and did the scaling of the fish yesterday. I used this small piping tip here to do the scales on the back end of the fish. And then I use this slightly larger piping tip there, you can still see the icing in it, to sort of gouge into the scales to give it this sort of uplifted sort of look. And what I did was rows of them, and then alternate rows, and then as I got towards the end of the face and the tail, I sort of scattered them a little bit more. Because I've left this overnight, it's now a little bit more firmer to the touch, so it's ready to be painted. Just show you how I did the scales, sped up from yesterday, and then we'll get on with the airbrushing. To my airbrush on. I'm just going to check the colour now on a bit of kitchen paper. So you can see it's a nice yellowy colour, but it's not too bright, which is what I'm after. And I'm basically going to start just lightly colouring the fish. And for this belly part, I really want that to be quite light in colour. So I'm going to add quite a bit more silver and just yellow, no brown this time. I've done my yellow, the first coat now, and I'm going to start building up with the green. So the first type of green I want is going to be a yellowy green, and then it'll be a sort of full green, and then it'll be a browny green, and then we'll probably go over with just a light brown, and add a little bit of yellow. I'm going to add a bit more green now, and then I'm going to start adding in the brown. And The last sort of colour I'm going to do now is a bit of black just going down the middle, but it's not a full black, so it's a little bit of black, a little bit of brown and a little bit of green. I'm just going to check that colour again. It's almost like a line going down the middle of the fish. And then I'm going to use that same colour to go along the edge of the tail as well. So I'm going to take all these away now and make sure that I've hit all the areas on the fish that I want to. We finished with the airbrushing, so I'm going to put that to one side and we're going to finish off the last few decorations, and then our fish will be finished. Start by making the fins. I've got some leftover bits of fondant and gum paste, either's fine for what we're doing. And what you're going to remember with the fins is because they're going flat on the board, we want to give them quite a bit of thickness so that they don't look flat. I've also got my fish template to give me a guide for the size of the fins that I'm making. Save fiddling around with the board, etc. I can get them the right size, spray them and then just put them straight on after. I'm going for a top fin, which will go about here. I'm going to get the rough shape that I'm after, and as you can see the base is quite thick. I'm going to get this tool here with the two ends, and I'm going to use that to sort of wipe down to give it a sort of fin shape. I got a smaller piece here to make the smaller fin that sort of goes by the side of it. I'm going to roll out this piece of fondant now. Just cut it sort of by eye. I'm going to airbrush the fins in exactly the same way that I did the cake. I'm going to start off with the yellow and silver, then the green and then the brown, and then we're going to attach them to cake, and then the cake is done. Editing the video that you've just been watching, and I realised I didn't have an outro, so I just wanted to say thank you very much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you do have any questions about any of the techniques I use, then please leave me a comment down below. If you enjoyed the video, please leave me a big thumbs up, and if you want to see any more of my videos, please hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you all for another video next time.